Again, your favorite psychic medium. I'm in the woods. I'm in the woods. I'm feeling good. I just worked out. I just did a video a bit ago about a download I got. But I want to continue helping. I feel really good. I cleared my field. I prayed over my cards. I want to be able to give the messages to help people get a higher perspective. I'm your host of Spirit News on Spotify, where we teach you about energy and your non-physicalness and how you're a non-physical entity having a human experience. And we go through our whole ascension process on TikTok. I'm a childhood psychic that is honoring her psychic gift, and I'm being taught how to train my psychic gift through the help of my spirit guides, the Guild of the Golden Triangle. Spirit said Dylan, and Spirit said died. I hope not. So let's see. Let's tap in. Thank you so much, Holy Divine Spirit, for being here with me. I am so grateful. Please tell us what you want us to know so you can get a higher perspective of linear views, so we may be of service. What would you like us to know about this energy? Can I just have one of these, please? What do you need us to know about this energy? Who needs help? How can we be of service? They're guiding me to talk about my dream I had. I had a hello, welcome. I had a dream last night about chores. I had a dream last night about roommates on a boat, and they lived on this, like, I don't know what it was made out of, but it looked like black tar covered over a pirate ship. And these friends were roommates on this ship that they converted into like a house. And it was on the ocean, it was docked, and they would go through various roommates, but there were always three masculine energies that would like rotate girlfriends, and not with each other, but just like over time. Like none of them, they all loved this boat. They never wanted to leave the boat. 10. They wanted to do everything on the boat. If a girl didn't, if their significant other at the time, at the moment, didn't like the boat, then they were canned. And so everything revolved around this boat for like years. And I was just watching them go through the cycles of their life that revolved around this boat. And then one bad spirit. And then one of them met a girl that made them want to leave the boat. This girl made them want to live life off of the boat, I guess. And their friends were like, "What? What do you mean?" They were like shocked. So then there was some natural disaster. The girl lived on the boat for a little bit and she didn't mind it. She was just kind of like, whatever, it's cool. It's something I never done before. And then collect. And then there was some kind of like rainstorm, and I was watching from like the sky, and I saw the boat get dipped into the water like all the way and then pop back up, and I was like, oh shit, and I like flew down there to see if they're okay, and everyone was different on the boat. They were like I don't know, like they have been cleansed of something, or I think the boat being dipped represented some kind of clearing of something, and they all were like grown up. They all grew up, and I think they were all ready to kind of say goodbye to the boat. So the Spirit guided me to talk about that. So, Spirit, please continue. What is this about? How can we help? What does this mean? What's that mean? Who needs help? So, the first thing I want to say is, like, the party's over. Oh, this is so funny. It's like this little dormouse is coming in on a umbrella, It was kind of like the boat got dipped in and then dipped out, like if it had a giant umbrella on it. That's funny. So I think that there's some people growing out of a phase of their life there, because I see a giant Alice here who's growing. There may be some people that were slow to grow, and they may have created an emotional maze of sorts that they needed time to walk through, to figure out, to clean up, to foolishly, Spirit says foolishly, these he hates you. So there seems to be, like I said, those friends were upset. The friends were upset that the one friend was growing up without them. And something must have happened where all of them were forced to grow up because of this one person that started a new cycle. And it kind of forced these other friends to kind of have to grow up too. Like the party's kind of over, like they had fun while it lasted, but it really stunted them emotionally in a lot of ways. Gregory could be significant. And medication. A medication. There is the Mad Hatter here. The Mad Hatter and the hare. They were mad. It's a very unhappy. It's a very unhappy. Oh wait, unhappy. Oh, I said unhappy. I meant to say on birthday. I think that they didn't realize that by choosing to stay in this mind frame of like what the boat represented was like, they just thought this boat was everything. They thought this lifestyle was it forever. They couldn't see themselves growing past that. So it really made them stale. It made them kind of complacent. They were, the boat was always messy. It was like a giant man cave. Just it kept them in a very immature state of mind. And Spirit said medication, so they could have quite possibly created like depression or something, or maybe bipolar or something where they need medication to regulate themselves, but they didn't equate this onset of mental health to sidewalk. They put it to the side. They didn't equate it to their lifestyle, to the choices they were making, because to them, the boat represented the one thing that was like, you know, that was always good, but they didn't ever anticipate that the one good thing that was good in their life wouldn't help them grow or something. Interesting. Mad Hatter got shit for brains. Oh, well, I was watching something about the Mad Hatter, and something like one of, like, the Mad Hatter went mad because of the dye in the hats or something. It was like a poison or something, and that's what made them go mad. So maybe this group is like drinking a lot or partaking in like drugs or something, and that's kind of like what made them go a little mad. Being, when you're not willing to grow or change, because we're meant to expand ourselves and move forward, Spirit says. So if you keep yourself in an old stale mindset that you had, when you were in your early 20s and now you're in your 30s, you're going to be like a completely different person. So you have to be really, hi Gabby, you have to be willing to adapt and be flexible to change. You can't think that, your life's going to be on a boat forever. You have to be on shelf. Look on shelf. You have to be you have to be willing to put old thought forms on the shelf, because they're not going to help you move forward. They'll actually hold you back, and they can create distortions on your energy field, which can lead to imbalances, mental imbalances. So just like the Mad Hatter wore the same hat every day that had the poison on it, it's kind of like old thought forms are like poison. Oh, come through, Spirit, and come through, Kamlesh. I just got a notification. Spirit speaking through the viewers. So what happened that made them change? Bar room. What happened that made them change? This group could drink a lot. They could possibly all share the same mindset, so it keeps them kind of stagnant. Spirit said bar room, so they could definitely party together. Pisces, the mystic. Entwines. Pisces, the mystic. Imaginative, compassionate, healing. So I think that this woman that came along, because we have Alice over here who's big, who is more grown up, than I don't support KKK, so I'm gonna delete you. I'm gonna hide you. So I think that because look, this girl looks like Alice. Doesn't she look like Alice? And she looks like she's underwater. And then this is Alice, big over here, larger than life, or more grown up than these boys in this boys club. I think that this person that came into their lives was brought into their lives to help teach them to stop being escapist, to stop being so illogical. These people may have been very impractical to really allow themselves to think that they could stay the same for the rest of their life and not really think ahead at all. So this person came in as some kind of enigmatic mystery that was different than any. Not enough. That she made them realize that they weren't growing enough, that they weren't allowing themselves to heal or to grow or to see more, to be more. And I think that's what may have sunk the ship. Um, what may have sunk the ship is that someone made them see that they actually need to change, that they actually need to stop being so impractical, and they need to be more expansive. They need to start thinking about their future more. They need to start being more compassionate, maybe going on a healing journey. This person, literally one person came in and swept them off all their feet. You know, in the dream, she was very open to their lifestyle and was open to how they like to live, but just her energy alone, she was so happy expanding herself in whatever way presented itself in the moment. She was adaptable, she was flexible, she could change, she was willing to drop everything and live on the boat, but she could also stop living on the boat and go live somewhere else. So it's like these people aren't like that, they're fixated on the boat. Because I'm a shoulder check you. I think because I'm so close to this, I feel like I'm like in your face. This person made them reflect. They they brought opposition to their. They brought an opposition to them. They made them confront things that they never confronted before, and it created a conflict. Oh, that's why the boat went under. The conflict was within themselves. They realized that this person showed them that they may have to start thinking land. They may have to go out onto land instead of being on a boat, because they need to expand themselves. They have to interact with people. They have to um, have discipline. And being on this boat was a constant party, and it was always objectifying women. And it was this person called them out on their bullshit without calling them out on their bullshit. Just by merely being there, it was like this person was a mirror that reflected the things that they need to confront about themselves. That they made conscious things that were happening, that were negative, that were directly related to their inability to balance or to reflect. So that's why the ship went under, because these people fought tooth and nail to stay the same. They got mad at the friend for wanting to change, and they were like, "Why do you get to change? And what's wrong with the way things are? And you're ruining our lifestyle," and stuff like that. But really, this person found somebody that made them want to change, and so they felt like safe, expanding. Yeah, 10th house. They made them realize that a different purpose of their life, that they had something more to offer. They wanted a different achievement. They wanted um, to change careers, possibly. They wanted to be different than the boys on the ship, you know. But the boys on the ship didn't want their reputation ruined or something. Something about their reputation. They could have viewed they could have viewed this person who wanted to leave the ship as an authority figure, maybe something like their leader, you know, the leader of the pack, the leader of the boys. They could have viewed this person as the patriarch of their empire. They gave them purpose and legacy. It may have even been their idea to live on the boat. And I'm not saying they actually lived on a boat. They could like just be roommates or something. Um, they they saw this person as an authority figure, and now all of a sudden you find a girl and you want to leave. And it doesn't have to be a girl, it could be a career, or it could be, you know, some kind of achievement. So they saw it as like an abandonment, and that's what made the ship go under, because they took it offensively that this person wanted to move on and do something else, and they took it as leaving them behind. Come through, Spirit. So, what can we tell these people? What else do you want us to know? What made them realize that they have to change? 5, 5th house passion. They may have realized that through this love affair that they saw their friend having, that they became more creative, that they became more happy. Spacesuits. That they became more open, and they may have raised their consciousness. Spirit said spacesuits, so they could have raised their consciousness, their awareness by through love of this person found love, and it wasn't a performance, it wasn't an act. They actually, through all the girls they've brought to this boat through all the years that I saw, none of them were really in love. It was just about pleasure, parties. It was a performance. And then this person actually found somebody who they really loved, and it made them see that there's much more to life. It made them grow up. This is like a coming of age or something. This is like um, a real switching of gears, a transition of sorts. They wanted what this person wanted. They wanted what this person had, or what they attained through love. This person was joyful, they were a pleasure, they didn't party anymore, they were happy, it wasn't fake, it was real. They were true, they're in love. And I think they wanted that. They wanted that too. They're like, well, damn, if you can be in love, I want to be in love. Empowerment in reverse. I think that it may have started a small competition. Troubling, yeah. It started a competition because they didn't take it that way at first. It was pretty intense. They were really mad at this masculine for choosing love over them, and they concentrated a lot of their efforts into overriding them, overwhelming them. Oh, saturates, yeah, the boat went under. They may have joined forces with some other people to really smear this masculine um, with the tie and the paints. They could have definitely done some kind of smear campaign against this masculine to make people team up with them, maybe to get the boat. Maybe they all were like, well, if you're not going to be part of the boat. It was kind of reminds me of Peter Pan and the Lost Boys, where like the boys are ganging up against Peter Pan because Peter Pan is in love with Wendy Bird, and they're like jealous, you know. So they just they took this person's wanting to grow the wrong way. They took it very personal. They're like, "What's wrong with our way of life? You think you're too good for our way of life? What, you think a girl is gonna change you now?" You know, kind of like that. Yeah, the powerhouse Scorpio. They weren't ready for change, and this person they became manipulative, destructive, compulsive. They really let their primal, lusty, obsessive nature come through because of jealousy and envy. They didn't know that that's luxuries. Luxuries, Spirit said. They really became snakes in the grass to this person. They really tried to. Um, they could have said that this person's gay, that they're promiscuous, that they're compulsive and destructive. They kind of started making this person some kind of enemy of them because they felt so intensely that this person rejected them, and they don't understand their emotions because they're very immature, and they didn't realize that they secretly envied this person for finding love and for being actually happy, because these people thought that they were happy on the boat the whole time, but now they had the context to see that their happiness was actually a false happiness. It was just lusty, primal, it wasn't intimate, it wasn't thorough, it was a carnal. It was just like material gain. They just had material wealth. They didn't actually have emotional wealth or spiritual wealth because they kept themselves very closed off from everything, being in this circle or this group of boys. It's like a boys' club. It's literally like Peter Pan and the Lost Boys. Like, literally. All right. But things have changed now. So what happened? What changed? Leaving home, moving out. Pork, smoke. They brought smoke. They brought smoke. They brought conflict. They purposely miscommunicated and made misunderstandings. Spirit said no home, and this says leave home. They made this person leave. They exiled them. They made them get out. They started arguments with them for no reason, thinking that they're in the right, but really they were just being immature. Yeah, they put burdens on this person. It's a ton of wands. They put burdens on this person. They made him work hard. They made him stressed out. They really put him through the ringer to prove that, because this person didn't want to leave their friends, but they also didn't want to leave the girl. So they really put them in a tough situation because they didn't like the girl. The girl's like the Queen of Swords. The girl is, and it doesn't have to be a girl, it could be a guy. You gotta put it where it resonates. The girl's intelligent, perceptive, independent. She made clear boundaries. She's clear-minded. She made direct communication, and that is something they're not used to because they're immature. They're very immature because they've been cooped up in a boat forever, thinking that they're gonna live that way for life, which is unrealistic. So they started to get, it's unrealistic to live that way. They wanted power. They wanted, they thought that I like to cut here. This Queen of Swords helped sharpen this person's mind and get them mental clarity. And they hated that. They hated that, so they fought hard to keep this person and to dominate this person who is supposed to be their alpha leader, supposed to be their alpha male, who created this boat to begin with, and now they're leaving them on their own. They're kind of like lost puppies. They didn't have any direction. They were scared of the unknown. Page of Cups. So what happened was, because they gave this person such a hard time, it forced them to be creative, to create new opportunities, to actually get in touch with their intuition, to become curious for the possibilities, because they had new love, they had a new focus. So the rejection of their friends actually pushed them to being a better version of themselves, because they were confronted with adversity. And when you're confronted with adversity, you have to make it work. You have to be creative. You have to think outside the box. You have to push forward. And they had new love, so that helped them. Oh, look, she's a Queen of Pentacles. Flash. She's protective, generous, motherly, providing financially, nurturing, practical. He scored, man. He scored a real good one. A Queen of Pentacles, a Queen of Swords, a Mystic. I wouldn't be surprised if the High Priestess card comes out. They hate that he scored true love, because they're not in a mental place to receive love, because they don't, yeah, they're selfish. Yeah, Nine of Cups. They're selfish. They're greedy. They're lazy. They're overindulgent. They lack inner joy. They're materialistic. They're looking for something completely different than what this person found, and so they can't really be upset that they don't have it, because they're not matching it. But this person, look, I told you, the High Priestess. This person found a High Priestess, and now he's becoming a High Priest just by being with her. And they hate that. They hate that he's growing, that he's making, that he's being creative, that he's growing his own intuition. They hate that. Why do they hate it? Because they're manipulative, severe. King of Swords in reverse. They're just controlled by their emotions, a misuse of power, loss of emotional control, weaknesses. They don't like that that their friend is changing for the better, and they're not changing. So just, good old jealousy and greed. But he chose to move on, and he chose to forgive them. He chose to forgive them. He chose to recover after his losses, and he's in a process of healing and releasing the past, because he realizes the past doesn't serve him anymore. He's at a new stage of his life that was sparked by a muse, a High Priestess. I told you a High Priestess came out, and now he's learning balance, and he's growing up, basically. He's Peter Pan. He's leaving the nest. He's Peter Pan. He's ready to grow up. He found love. He wants love. He says, this feels better than being with you guys. I gotta go. So he's learning balance, time management, prioritization. He's really growing up, honestly. He wants to be fearless. These people were competitive. King of Swords. They viewed this as some kind of competition. They could have possibly took action to defend their beliefs against this High Priestess. They could have caused delays for this person to come towards a High Priestess. Daughter. Spirit says daughter. This could possibly be about, it doesn't have to be about a group of boys, but it's just the energy. It could be a mother and a daughter. It could be a father and a son. You have to put it where it resonates, but it's about power and control and jealousy and envy. And, through this, it's like grist. It's like this person was forged through the fire. They gained strength by going through this hard time that their family or friends or whoever put them through. They ended up learning courage and passion and inner strength and how to focus and compassion for their journey and for their friends. They forgave their friends, and they got Two of Swords, clarity. That's beautiful. So where are their friends at in all this? Their friends are regaining composure. The Moon in reverse. They're, oh, and I got Page of Pentacles in reverse. They're blocked. They're blocked, they're still greedy, they're distracted, they're inactive. Procrastination, because they're basically getting what they put out. They tried to block their friend or daughter, or take it as it resonates, from regaining composure and releasing fear. They tried to block that consciously. They purposely did that because they're greedy, because they're selfish. So that's what's happening to them now. Now they're being blocked. Now they're procrastinating. They're not where they want to be. What can they do to get past this? What can they do to get past this? Knight of Wands, energy, passion. They need to let go of lust. They need to let go of impulsiveness and have more self-discipline. They need to practice control and conserving their energy and not giving their energy up all willy-nilly. Hey, Jacoby.
Shadow.
They need to stop operating in their shadow, Spirit says, because their friend or daughter or whoever it is to you, decided that they wanted to be different, that they wanted more out of life. And that's what these people have to do. They have to get off the boat. Get off the boat, change their ways, stop living in your shadow, and start healing your wounds. That's what their friend did. All right. I love you so much. I hope it helps. Bye.